Alright, so today we are going to test the theory of gravity to see if it holds as fact, or as plainly put, a theory for this ball that we live on. So first let's actually look at the definition of what gravity is. And here we can see that it says the force that attracts a body toward the center of the earth or toward any other physical body having mass. So gravity is what we're going to test is a force that attracts a body toward the center of the earth. So I think it's fair to say this is a pulling motion, something that attracts another body is being pulled towards it by a force, which in this case is their explanation for people walking upside down and skyscrapers at the bottom of the earth, because it is being literally glued to the bottom of the ball. Here we can see that there is a thing. It starts off as a theory. It is true. It is a theory of gravity, Newton's theory of gravity. Theory of gravity, or gravitation, is a description of the long-range forces that electrically neutral bodies exert on one another because of their matter content. Best known of these is Albert Einstein's general theory of relativity, which reduces to Newton's theory in a certain limit. Alright, and these are the men responsible for gravity scientists, as we have seen in what we learn in our schools and all that. So alright, who these men are is a whole different video, so we're not doing that today. So let's go prove it. Okay, so according to gravity, things don't fall, they are being pulled to the center of the earth. So here is a 10-pound weight. This is what I'll be using for an experiment inside, but just want to make sure that everyone knows that it is 10 pounds. And the question is this falling or is this being pulled due to gravity? We will find out. We read the definition of gravity. It is a pulling force to the center of the earth. And right now I'm standing on the ground, but according to the theory of gravitation, I am actually upside down in relation to someone else standing on Earth in, let's say, China. So I want to test this gravitational pull using a simple scientific method, which is observe to test and repeat. In other words, are we able to observe a pulling force here through this experiment that anyone can do? So two things will either happen. Either we will see gravity pulling down on the steam inside the boiling pot, with the rest of the oven and house, and or we see the steam rise bypassing a pulling force due to the law of density and buoyancy, which would explain rising and falling of objects due to their proportion of mass or weight in relation to air and not in relation to gravity. So if I hold this 10-pound weight over this pot, according to gravity, this 10-pound weight is being pulled down through the pot, through the foundation of the house, through the ground of the earth, and all the way to to the center of the earth, which we should see the same thing happen with the steam. So obviously the steam is rising, we can see that. It's going over my hand. Meanwhile, there's a gravitational pull for my hand, for this oven, for this house, and it's not being affected. So let's take this 10 pound, which we tossed outside and saw that it has weight, and let's hold it over the steam. So there's about 10 pounds worth of gravitational pull, and there's still steam going around it. Back to the weight, here is 25 pounds that gravity is supposed to be pulling down to the earth. As you can see, when I drop it, pretty heavy. So this is supposed to show that, you know, gravity has a hold of it right now. And so what happens when I hold a rubber band over this gravitational force that's holding 25 pounds to the earth, and there's nothing indicating a force pulling on this band? Because what happens when you pull on a rubber band? I'll show you. It creates tension, and you can hear a sound. No tension, no pulling force, until I actually create a force. So I'll do that again over the 25 pound weight that has gravity holding it, and yet there's no tension on that rubber band. So here we have a glass of water, well, a bowl rather, and if this is being, well, we're led to believe that gravity is holding this water down, just as it is with the ball Earth, and therefore anything inside this water will be affected by a pull. However, when it comes to buoyancy, air is going to weigh less than water, therefore air will rise, escaping any gravitational pull, and we're going to show that right now. Man, I could do that all day. Anyways. Alright, for the last observation to see if there's a pulling force, here is a tree with its branches and leaves suspended in the air. Now we're led to believe that we are upside down, again, in relation to China, and this is being glued to the center of the earth, yet, you know, with just a little bit of, even just the wind releases any gravitational pull. And if I take 10 pound weight again, which is supposed to be 10 pounds that will fall due to gravity, I can place this over these leaves and they're not being pulled. So where does gravity decide what to pull and what not to, and when? And because if you say it's weight, then you're correct, it's density. density in relation to air. This weighs more than air. These leaves weigh less than the weight. And that's how I'm able to see it freely move. No pull there, no tension. Okay, cool. So in conclusion to these few tests that we did, or I did, I think it's clearly seen that density and buoyancy are the reasons why things have a natural tendency to fall or rise. I mean, that's natural law. It's absolute. Whereas gravity, being a pulling force to the center of Earth, being an explanation for a ball Earth of why people can actually walk upside down, it holds no truth. And everything can be explained away. I mean, even someone may talk about gravitational, zero gravity, and you have something weighing more than air going faster than it could fall. Therefore, the people inside are not floating, they're actually falling slower than the actual airplane that is being driven down. There's just nothing that gravity, there's just no foundation for it other than what we learned in school. And these are theories by man, and God is the creator of everything, and everything is absolute. These are His laws, and that will be another video. So, awesome.